The third thing that probably caused our markets to go down the last 5 straight days, interest rates. I know y'all don't want to talk about interest rates. Everyone hates talking about interest rates. This is actually what I did for 10 years at JP Morgan. I was an interest rates salesman. So I would work with clients to trade interest rates, if that means anything to you.
You used to sell the idea of money in the future?
Exactly. That's exactly what I did.
That's crazy.
Oh my God, the way it sounded coming out of your mouth is wacky.
Yeah.
Let me think about that for a second. All right, so I would do interest rate derivatives. So I was basically doing a transaction with them. No, money would change hands though. Sometimes it was contracts about the future, but it was also money changing hands on day one. Sometimes I would actually sell them government debt. Basically, okay, wait. Let's take a step back.
Wait, you would sell them the money the government does not have?
Correct. Exactly.
Well, Wall Street makes no fucking sense to me. Most of this podcast, I'm just trying. Now there's a video here where they can watch my face, try to understand what you're saying for a fucking hour. What? How does that work?
Okay, let's go really
Do you
simple.
know how that works?
Absolutely. Let's go really
Because that seems such like a crazy idea.
You say it with such earnestness. Like, do you really know?
sold the money that the government doesn't have.
Correct. So, okay, we gotta talk about selling. It's not like selling a car.
Well, I figured, yeah.
Wait.
It's like selling a car if...
You could sell a car to someone who doesn't have the money for it. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
But that money that you're selling doesn't exist and also is not yours.
It's not mine.
That's like if your neighbor didn't have a car and you sold someone the empty space in your neighbor's driveway.
Yeah. As a car. Yeah, exactly. But no. So first of all, I definitely don't have the money, but the money exists. The money does exist, but it's not mine. So
it's debt.
Yeah. So here's the best example.
It exists in like China or some other.
Correct. Do you have a savings account? I'm sure, right?
I have a savings account.
Perfect. You in that savings account, unbeknownst to you, have lent the U.S. government that money, and in return, the U.S. government gave you a bond certificate, and they said we're going to pay you 1% in interest. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. That's how that's what I would sell. I would go. So who's your banker? What bank?
I don't have a bank. I have a credit union.
Perfect. What's the name of the credit union?
Coastal Federal.
Coastal Federal.
It only exists in North Carolina.
Perfect. Coastal Federal used to call up Amr Abdullah at JP Morgan and say, hey, we got a Sham Prickett came in and dropped off $5,000.
That's how most people talk in North Carolina, I'm led to believe.
Yeah. They're kind of more like 20s, 30s New York. It's still, time we're behind
old
the times.
old-timey gangsters.
Yeah. We got a bunch of, automatic guns with drones.
Would you let me finish this transaction for Sam?
Sure. Way too many Italians.
So listen here, Amr in New York City. I need me some bonds. I need to get Sam to 1%. Do you got anything to sell me? Yeah, sure. Hey, what's up, Stanley? Here's what I'm gonna do for you, Stanley. I've got some U.S. government. The U.S. government is looking to borrow $5,000. They want to they need to send a drone over to Afghanistan. Okay, we'll take Sam's $5,000, and I'll give it to the U.S. government, and they'll pay you 1%. What? Doggity diggity do. I'll take that.
That changed.
Oh, did it?
It was a different man on the phone after you stopped talking. It was like the first man got so fucking bored.
He gave the phone to his
gave
boss.
it to his buddy. And then he just responded the only way he knows how. Hot diggity do.
Oh my god.
The second guy was the closer, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the guy they use only for exclamations and accepting deals. The New Yorker's the bargainer, and the Southerner they just have around to kind of either be happy or sad.
Yes. Oh my god. Where is this podcast gone?
Fucking up in the ratings, baby. After this one.
Yeah.
So there, Amr acted as the salesman. He sold Stanley $5,000 worth of bonds. Do you get that?
Yes.
And now, by the way, Stanley doesn't actually call Amr until he gets like 25 Sams walking in the door every day. Because everyone's walking in like you in the door, giving $5,000. So 25 guys walking in, now they have like $300,000. That's when they actually make sense to call the government, because the government doesn't need $5,000; they need $300,000 to send that drone. That drone's not cheap. Drones ain't cheap. So, so that's how it works. And I would sell interest rates. So what's happening now? Guess what's happening? Interest rates are going up, and so now when Stanley from Coastal Federal calls Amr, Stanley's like, "What? It's 3% now? We're waving those bad boys in. Bring them in, Sammy." Who's Sammy? I don't know. Bring them in, Amr. So that's how interest rates and selling interest rates work. What's happening in the world right now is interest rates are jumping. Like, they're going up fast. And interest rates kind of are a double-edged sword. They're not like stocks. They trade very differently. But there is a bond market. There is an interest rate market. I used to work in it. I used to trade in it. So what's happening is interest rates are rising. The Federal Reserve Bank is raising interest rates because of the economy getting stronger. They're trying to get people to save more and spend less out in the world. And so that Federal Reserve raising interest rates is kind of starting to act as a drag on the economy. And so the market, the bond market, the interest rate market is getting a little spooked out and worried. And so rates are actually going up faster than everyone's expecting. Guess what that means? All borrowing is going up. So not only does Sam as a saver benefit, but guess what? Other people get hurt. For example, Apple, Sears, Tesla, whoever is borrowing money and needs to pay an interest payment, Tesla borrows billions of dollars a day. So on that $1 billion they owe, they pay a 4%, 5%, 6% interest rate. Now that rates are going up and they're going to have to pay 8%, guess what? Tesla's overall income is going down. Like their cost of doing business is going up. Did all of that make sense?
But wouldn't the government want people to ideally invest in the stock market because that is the highest return on investment? Like, the government wants us to invest in a savings account rather than the market?
The reality is the Federal Reserve or the government knows most people do not invest in the stock market.
Yeah. Okay.
Most people do what? They take their money and they buy stuff. Thereby causing the economy to spin faster and faster.
Gotcha.
And if everyone just keeps spending, it makes the economy go faster until it kind of runs off course.
Yeah.
They don't want it to run off course. Running off course, by the way, is
elects a
inflation.
wild man as president.
What's that?
Until the economy elects a wild man as president.
Yes. In that case, which is what we have right now, Trump even criticized the Federal Reserve yesterday. He's like, they're moving way too fast.
He called them crazy.
Yeah, basically. Which is not a surprise. So that's, I think, why the stock market has been diving the last few days, last 5 days, last 5 sessions, is technology just taking a breather. Stocks have gone really high.
Is it going to bounce back? Like, immediately?
Here,
I think this is a start of something.
I'll answer the question very simply.
Tell us we want to get rich.
I'll answer the question very simply. Am I putting money in the stock market today or tomorrow because of this? No, I'm not. Yeah, you got to let the dust settle a little bit to see what we're in the middle of, because no one knows what we're in the middle of. It's millions of people. It's the market. You got to see how the market is finicky. Fear, greed. Like, but it's really God
just
forbid.
like how people react right now.
Exactly.
That'll like affect. Like, if people panic and start selling everything.
So let's take it one step further.
Then why can't we just be like, hey, don't panic? Because if you don't panic, it will be fine.
Remember
just
the part,
don't sell shit.
Remember the part about love that you talked about? Would love drive the stock market?
Yeah.
It doesn't. That's loving. Like, hey, everyone chill, take a breath, be patient. That's called love. That's not what's happening here. It's fear and greed. It's money. We're in a capitalist society. It's crazy. It's spinning fast. So,
but that would work. Would that work if people were like, hey,
chill?
We're fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but how do you get, let's say, 1 billion people who invest in the American stock market? How would you get them to do that?
I don't know.
You want to call each one of them up?
Take mushrooms or something.
How are you going to get them the mushrooms?
Take mushrooms.
You going to mail each person, FedEx each person the mushrooms? How do you get their name?
That's what it takes.
Yeah.
I love how you look at the camera. So tech stocks, China, and interest rates are the reasons stocks, I think, are going down. I'm not buying here. I'm letting things shake out and see what happens. that's kind of where I'm at with all that.